Do you want to play Minecraft with your friends but don't want to pay for server hosting? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a free Minecraft server that anyone can join from anywhere in the world using a program called Ngrok. There's no port forwarding needed, no paid hosting, completely free. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we start, here's what you need. First, you're going to need a Minecraft server that's running on your computer. If you don't have one yet, don't worry, I'll go ahead and show you a quick setup for one. Second, you'll need an Ngrok account. It's completely free. You don't need a credit card or anything like that, but you do need an account on it. And third, only about 10 minutes of your time and we'll be able to get this up and running. This does work for both Minecraft Java Edition and Bedrock. Your computer in this will act as the host, so make sure that it can stay on while your friends are playing. If you turn your computer off, unfortunately, it will not be accessible to them anymore. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First, we do need a Minecraft server running locally on our machine. If you already have a server running, then go ahead and skip to the timestamp on the screen now. Alright, so to get a server, we do need to get the server software. So for Java Edition, you want to go to minecraft.net/download/server, and I'll leave these links down below as well. And then right here, you'll see download with a green link right here. Go ahead and click that. Now you'll get the server jar, and then hit download unverified file if it says it's unverified. And now to keep everything organized, let's go ahead and make a folder on our desktop, and we'll just call this my server. And then let's go ahead and just move that server.jar that we just downloaded into the folder. If you don't know how to access it from Chrome, you can also just go over here to your downloads and the server.jar is here. Go ahead and move it right there. All right, now we're going to make a run script so we can run our actual server. We're going to right click in the folder, hit new file, and we're just going to call this run. Open it up, and this is what you're going to type in: java-xmx2g-xms2g-jar server.jar no GUI. And I'll leave this down below as well. You can just copy and paste it if you want. I'm not going to go over this too much in detail, but basically this is the Java command. This is the max amount of memory we're allocating, the low amount of memory we're allocating, so anywhere from 2 GB to 2 GB. And then we're specifying what jar we're running, that's server.jar, which is what we just dropped in here. And then we're specifying we don't want a GUI, we want this all to be in the console. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and hit file, save as, change it to a run.bat, save, and then we'll delete our text folder. And then we can double click on our run, and you'll see it'll spam a bunch of stuff that looks like gibberish because it is. And then it'll close on you. And when it closes on you, you'll see a bunch of files and folders that are added, one of which is the EULA. Go ahead and open it up, and all we have to do is change this false to true. Make sure you understand what this is and what it says. Read it through and then hit true once you have read it, and close that. Now, next time you run it, our server won't close on us and it'll actually fully start up. Go ahead and just verify that. It shouldn't take too long, and boom, now we have done in 1.4 seconds. And that means our server is up. You can see we can run commands, help. This is our console acting inside of the server. If I were you, I would go ahead and open up Minecraft and test this out locally to be sure. But again, you just type in localhost. I won't do it for the sake of this video. Type in localhost as the server IP and you should be able to connect. All right, moving on to part 2, which is setting up Ngrok. This is the actual magic that makes this work. This creates a tunnel that lets people outside of your network connect to your server. So your first step is to create an Ngrok account. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go to ngrok.com. And we're going to hit get started for free, and you could sign up however you want. I'm going to sign up with GitHub. Perfect. Now we're connected. You can go ahead and create our account. All right, and then once you're logged in, it might ask you to verify your email, so I'll go ahead and do that really quick. And once we verified our email, it automatically took us to the dashboard of Ngrok with this nice little welcome page. And then scrolling down, you'll see the actual steps that we need to take. So the first one is to connect, and it says through installation, they recommend using the Microsoft Store installer. So we can go ahead and click this, allow to open Microsoft Store, and then just hit get. But if you don't want to go to Microsoft Store, you can also just go over here and hit download, and then download for Windows. But like I said, they do recommend the Microsoft Store option. And then once you have Ngrok installed, it's actually a CLI, so we're not going to be using this open button, see if it actually does nothing. But we're going to keep following on with this install. So then it says run the following command to add your auth token. So we're going to be using the Ngrok command, and we're going to be using, like I said, in the command line. So we can go ahead and copy that. And then we're going to actually just run this inside of our server. So we go to our server files, and then we right click on it and say open in terminal, and then paste this in. You can see auth token saved to configuration file. Perfect. So now it knows who we are. So when we run Ngrok, it actually knows who we are. And this is the base command you can see. It tells you everything that you could do. So what we're going to do is we have this server, as you can see, running in this directory, and we want to tunnel this so anyone else can join. So we're going to run, to clear that, we're going to run Ngrok TCP 25565. So what that does is it now tunnels our 25565 port, which by the way is the port for Minecraft, and it loads it up on this website. And so as you can see, this is exactly what it's doing. It says, whoops, forwarding from this website to localhost, which is just the server that we have on localhost. So this is actually the IP address that you're going to give your friends. So unfortunately, you won't be able to see me actually test this with another account because I don't have someone else to test this with. However, I will just show you that both these IPs do work. So this is telling me this is one IP. So if I go ahead and just take this IP and copy this, actually, let's test localhost first just to show. So if I do localhost, this will obviously work because the server is running on our machine. Localhost is just going to point to our same network, and we load it into the server that we just made. And look at that. But we also should be able to use this new IP that we have. So if I go direct connection and add this IP, hit join server, you can see we load into the exact same server. So like I said, I'm not able to show that other people from outside your network can connect, but you'll just have to take my word for it. That's kind of just how Ngrok works, is that it takes, you know, your local machine, creates a tunnel for it so other people can connect to it on that temporary IP address that they gave you, which is usually a number dot whatever your connection type is, TCP, HTTP, whatever, dot ngrok.io, and then some port that they map 25565 from. In this case, it was 12617. So right now, obviously I'm not going to leave this up, but if anyone watching were to enter this in, they would actually be able to join this server that I have right now. So yeah, pretty cool. For Bedrock Edition players, the process is almost identical. You would just have to download the Bedrock Edition of the Minecraft server, of course, which is at minecraft.net/download/server, and just add /bedrock on the end. And this will download the Minecraft dedicated server software for Windows. So you just hit Windows, agree, and then download it. And this is the server software for the Bedrock server. So just go through this how-to, and then this is the actual server. And the only difference with Ngrok is instead of typing in, when I ran the command of TCP 25565, the default port for Bedrock Edition is 19132. So you just type in 19132, and then now this is forwarding a Bedrock server if I were to have one up, but obviously I don't at the moment. But everything else is the same. Share this Ngrok address with your friends, and they can connect to it through the Add Server button just in Bedrock Edition. The only difference is that Bedrock players need to enter the host name and port separately in some cases. And in this, you can see the host name is everything before the colon, and then the port is after the colon. So just make sure they know that distinction when you're giving them that information. Now, before you go, I do want to quickly talk about some important things that you should know about the free version of Ngrok. The limitation number one is that the address does change every single time. So you can see if I were to go here, and then if I were to, let's just do 25565 again, you can see the address is 4 and then 14160. And if I do it again, now we have 2 dot with 113. So it changes every single time. Every single time that you restart Ngrok, you will get a new address. So if you shut down Ngrok and it started again, you need to give your friends a brand new address. And that's kind of just the biggest downside of the free version, but it's not a huge deal if you just leave this up. Limitation number 2 is session limits. So the free version limits your session to only 2 hours, and after 2 hours, you will need to restart Ngrok and share the new address. It's a bit annoying, but hey, like I said, again, it's free. So I'm not entirely sure on this, but I did read on their website that if you use the actual auth token and like sign up with an account, then you do get more than the 2 hours. But I think if you leave it anonymous and not sign in, then you do have that 2 hour limit. I could be wrong on that. I haven't tested it myself, but I did read that. The third limitation to talk about is that performance does depend on your computer. So since your computer is the host, your upload speed does actually matter. If you have slow internet, your friends will experience lag, but generally you can handle 5 to 10 players comfortably on a decent connection. Limitation 4 is obviously that your computer must stay on. If your computer ever shuts down, restarts, or goes to sleep, the server goes offline. So just make sure to adjust your power settings to prevent sleep mode. And obviously just having it on like throughout the night if you want to keep this up 24/7 is a little annoying, but I mean, it's just, hey, again, it's free. So all right, and that's it. It really is that simple. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, leave it down below in the comments. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a like. If you want to keep seeing more videos like this, make sure to subscribe so you can see those in your feed. I will see you guys later. Peace out.